Hello, I'm Shaman Reaper, and this is another game save, Redwater Den. Now, this is your spawning area. After when you start the game, you'll be in a locked area in the abandoned prison. Once you find the way out, this is where you'll end up. This is the entrance to the Redwater Den. Then you make your way down. You'll have once you get here, you'll get the change race menu. Fix your character up, and then off you go. You got a chest to search through, got a shrine, more areas to check in here. So check all chests. You start finding goods and stuff that you can put on your armors and weapons, and fix yourself up the way you want. In through here is the what says warehouse, bookshelves, but it's just an area I've set up for werewolf items. You find chests and goods and stuff in there to suit werewolves. And then you also have an access area into the Jorvasker area in Whiterun. This one goes to, it says Castle Dower Tower. It's just another area set up with Dawnguard goods. So in there you'll find all this sort of Dawnguard stuff. This is a ladder back to the abandoned prison where you just came from, so you've got access back into it. And you can check out those areas. I won't go into them now because the load screen time takes a long time. Down through here, this is your main area in the Redwater Den. You got food, storage. You've got all these rooms with all sorts of items in them. So search through everything, collect the items that you want, don't want. Through this area we've got a few more little odds and ends. In this chest you'll normally find, I've got them on now, you'll find this jewelry. It's called V1 and 2. I've got the V3 on at the moment. I've given all this my jewelry numbers. I've got V1, V2, V3, and they all have the higher the number, the higher the rating of the enchantments on them. So I recommend wearing them because they increase your overall powers greatly. In this area, this is your enchanting, alchemy, staff enchanting area, and there's lots of goods and stuff to search through in here. This area goes into the Redwater Springs, and that's that bubbling red spring area there that if you can change yourself into a vampire. But at the same time, you will pick up a disease if you go in there and start dipping into that water. A better way to do it is to contract it from a vampire directly. Well, indirectly, they sort of pass it on to you. Now, going back through the other areas, in here some standing stones. I put a couple in here in case you wanted to stone up. And we pass through this area. This is a distillery. You'll notice that everything is quiet. There's no one moving. So I've cleared the area out, and it's just for your own living, working, doing whatever you want to do in here. I'll put a bridge across, fast track over to the, well, it's sort of a fast track if you jump over it, into the smithing area. So you got all your smithing equipment in here. There are some open chests and some locked chests. So you'll have to build up your lock-picking skills to go through all these items. Now here's the bridge. Here's the lever fort, which I've dropped already. This goes deeper into the Redwater Den. You pass through the caves, the mining area. There are some places you could still mine in the corners and stuff, if you so wish to do some mining. Deeper down into the cavern, through the tunnel, I put another area down through here, which is more orientated towards mage stuff. Again, it's enchanting, alchemy, another master chest. In these master lock chests you'll find some really good stuff, so once you make your way through them with lockpicking, increase your lockpicking skills. you'll want to find some really good stuff. There's a lever here in the corner that opens this door, and it's filled with staffs and other potions and items. In through here, we've got multi-directional. More items were here. This goes up into another area. And I've added this, and this helps you. This will return you, if you step off the sides, either side, you'll be automatically returned to the top of the steps where you started from. So it's like a fast travel back to where you started from. Save you from walking all the way through the tunnel again. Sorry, losing my voice today. Right, this is into the Redwater Spring. I'll just take you in through this area. I'm trying to drop my load door time, because it takes a long time to get through some of them. In through here, you'll find the there are some vampires still actively walking around. I put them in there on purpose. The purpose of the save is to work with vampires and werewolves. So if you wish, you can contract, what do they call it? Sanguine vampirism. Here's some of them here. So, oh, look out. If you do that long enough, you will eventually contract, start turning into a vampire. And if you leave it long enough, you will be a vampire. But you can always take a potion or do the shrine, and it will change you back again. In through this area, you've got the crypt. I'll just have a quick run through it because there is an area in here you need to look at, which is wait for it. Oh, this is all the other vampire area. This is the area where they have the sleeping quarters. So if you're a vampire, you can come in here and hang out, sleep. Ouch. I just hit a spike. Uh-oh. What is that? I got bone break fever. Oh no, look out. Well, it doesn't matter right now, but I'll take a potion to get rid of it. Cure disease. So this area is all set up for sleeping vampires. But also, once you make your way through the area, there's some other areas in through here. There's a couple other doors that I've set up. My apologies, I had to stop there for a few minutes. I had some visitors come around, so right in the middle of my video I had to stop. Anyway, you're in this room, this area that you've traveled through, past the vampire area where they're sleeping. Sorry. And you come across this little area, which has a little enchanter, and several doors in it, 4 doors. The door I stopped at before was this one here. And to explain, this is another one of my fast transfer doors. Anything with this, the blue electric orb on it. You click on the back of the chair and it takes you back to a spawn point. Now we've got a couple of barrels that we got a few goods in. If you're a vampire, if you turn into a vampire, it'll be quite handy to have that blood potion. I'll come back to this area in a minute. Across to this other side. Now, when I've created the save, I've given you the opportunity to made it easier to turn into a vampire. But I've also given you the opportunity in this room to, what would you say, get out of being a vampire. This is the door into Helgen's house, and this is he's the mage that's in Morthal. You can go talk to him about curing yourself of vampirism if you find yourself as a vampire and you're not a master vampire. You can go see him and he'll tell you how to cure yourself. So I've given you this room here to go into, to talk to him about it, and make it easier to go in. We've got another chest here to have a search through. Sorry, I've got my sore throat again. Anyway, this room leads back to the way you just came, through all the vampire sleeping coffin area, and in through this area. This goes into a crypt, and you'll have to be careful if you go this direction. There are plenty of traps. I'm going to take this direction here to go back to show you how this chair works. Click, sit up, and you're back at the entrance where you came in, which is just here. So I'm going to take you back through this area because I want to show you the bridge that you'll need to use the whirlwind shout to go across. So back in through this area here. Here's all of those vampires again. Now in this area we've got quite a few little when you're a vampire you need the vampire cattle, and I've set this area up for all of these cattle. Now I think I've taken care of there is one of the vampires that escaped, and I think I've taken care of that already. Anyway, there's some vampires in this area, and I'll come back to them in just a minute. This is the bridge that goes across. There's a chest you can see in the distance. In that chest you'll find some very good enchanted items, but you'll have to have the whirlwind shout to get across. Unfortunately, you haven't got that yet, and you'll have to leave the den, see the Jarl of Whiterun, do the jobs, kill your first dragon, and then you get the eventually you'll do the quest. You get the whirlwind shout, and you can jump across here and have a look. Now I'm just going to show you how I set this up to where you can catch vampirism. At the moment I'm just a normal person. So if you hang around this area long enough, they'll start attacking you. And you notice in the top left hand side that eventually you'll contract vampirism. Sooner late than never. Come on guys, keep working on it. I think the problem is here is I've been on. There it is. I finally got it. In the top left hand, you have contracted sanguine vampirism. So, if I leave that long enough, I'll turn into a vampire. But I actually don't want to. I'm just going to show you the fast way out of this area. Up we go. Next floor. And here's another one of those chairs. Take the chair. Oh, bugger. I can't do that now. You'll find out that if you're in battle and you've got the red dots, which means enemy, you can't take the chairs. That's unfortunate. Bugger. Okay. Back up this way then. We'll have to do it the hard way. Through here. And it's not very far anyway. I'm just finishing up the save now. Back into the Redwater Den. It's just going to take you back to the end. Beginning, or whatever, the save. So I have set up the save as where you can easily convert yourself into a vampire, and you can also go into the werewolf trapdoors. Then you can go, after you pick the lock, you can go in and join the companions, and eventually they'll ask you if you want to be a werewolf, and that's an easy way to do that. And also you can find yourself going back into that room, and at the same token you can cure yourself of the werewolf by going through another ceremony. So I'm taking the shortcut back up to the top. This is that area I told you about where you go over the sides, take the side, and you end up right at the beginning again. This is where you started. Alright, well that was Redwater Den. And give it a go. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. This is Shaman Reaper, signing off.